Our journey began on a dusty road in the Kenyan savannah where we fell in love with the wilderness and decided to look for land and buy something that we would love to settle in. Step 1 was to come up with a tiny home design ideal for a weekend getaway for our small family. After a few months of purchasing the land, we went in and decided to clear the land to know where we're going to position our little tiny home. Without any skills in construction, we got a carpenter who could help us execute our simple design. It was really hot, but the construction took only 2 weeks to be done. During this time, COVID hit and we were forced to move in hurriedly and made it as homely as possible for us to move in and get settled for the time being. Showering outdoors was fun but not ideal because of the cold, so that was the first thing we undertook. We started builds for outdoor shower. That I must say was very daunting because we've never done concrete works before. So this turned out pretty well according to what we had planned for it to look like. We mainly used river stones that we collected from a nearby river, which was a good source for us, and it turned out pretty well. The works were time-consuming, but the outcome was very, very nice. This first shower, I must say, felt like a bit of luxury because we had never had such a big shower before, and being shielded from away from the wind was very, very nice, and the water felt so nice on my skin. We also needed a toilet, so we came up with a simple but very cute design for pit latrine. After a very successful shower build, we were confident enough to dive into the house build. As before said, we had just done the shell of the house, so it was time to give it a bit of a lift and start finishing it up. The first thing we did was the foundation wall around the house to keep out the rats and snakes, and this masonry work took ages, but it turned out really beautifully. Then we moved into the house as the floor needed our attention so badly. Here we used flagstones, or mazeras as we call it in Kenya, black ones. This work was also very, very taxing, and it took us a while before we finished it. The house also needed some sort of insulation from the heat, and so we dived right into that. The roof was so high, but we managed to make it up to the apex of the building. Our next big project was an outdoor kitchen. Those who follow us avidly know that I love to cook, so an outdoor kitchen was definitely a must to shield us from the rain and the wind. So we dove right into that. We used poles and a tin roof. This was the first time we were roofing by ourselves, and this task was not as easy as it looked, as we did the roofing so high, but it turned out as good as we intended it to be. We used offcuts for the walls of the outside kitchen, which doubled up as storage for my pots and pans, which were getting to be everywhere in our tiny home. So this was an ideal place to store them, and also to be handy when I'm using them on open fire, which I regularly do. I must say, hanging them all in one spot gives me inspiration to my meals. I regularly look at which pan I haven't used lately, so that gives me inspiration on what to cook for my family. It's been a huge investment, especially for my cast iron pans, so I love to see them just hanging out. It was finally time to get back into the house and tackle the walls on the kitchen. This is the first time using shiplap, so this turned out really well, considering our walls are not extremely straight. So this was daunting, but I think we made do, and the outcome was really nice. At the same time, we had commissioned some storage for the kitchen. We really love wood, so this is what we went with. And I think when we combined the two shiplap walls and the wooden storage area, I think this turned out very, very beautiful. From the before and the after video, what do you think about how we did our kitchen? Let us know below in the comments. During this time, we were also undergoing severe drought in our country, so all the trees in our compound didn't have leaves, so we didn't have anywhere to shade ourselves from the heat. So it was time to make for ourselves a gazebo. We used poles and a shade net, which I think works pretty well. We still use it, and we finally got a place to just chill and relax and take reprieve from the heat. We also added a bit of luxury to Narok house. Our mother had this old tank in her house that she needed to get rid of, so we covered it in pallets, painted it, and made a flooring from leftover mazeras, and we made a very, very nice soak tub that we regularly use since this place is so hot. So after having a very hard day, we shower and dip right into it and take our worries away. Our journey from the beginning has been a very tough one, but as we continue, we love to share everything that we go through. So hit the subscribe button, share around, and like to help our channel keep so that we can continue bringing you these beautiful videos. Thank you for watching, and see you on the next one.